really quick beginner session. So if y'all do have questions that y'all want to ask, I will advise you to get them out fast. Okay, fast. And if you get lost, please chime in and jump in so that you are not lost. This session is literally meant for us to go slow and for us to give and walk away with a level of understanding. But this session is going to be ending probably at 7:55. I have to go leave and pick somebody up from the airport. So we won't be able to take this session to, like, 8:05, 8:15, 8:30 sometimes. I actually gotta be disciplined with my time this go around and get up out the market. So if the title of this is going to be ALEO, ALEO, and then is it ALEO or AVO? Oh, okay. Good question, Sean. ALEO or AVO? Because I know I just messed that title up if it's the wrong one. ALEO is a USD. Okay, boom. It is ALEO. Perfect. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the secrets of the RSI. So let's hop into the trade that I posted to the group. Right, I posted one group. It was a bust. It just got stopped out. So the trade that I liked was this one, and I'm pretty sure from first glance y'all can sit here and say, Sean, there's one rule that ain't there. The first rule is this: your moving averages are not aligned in that bullish fashion. Okay, so this was a definite risque trade. All right, and I risked it. I did. I took my L, but I risked it. Okay, but because I just liked what I seen. And what did I see? I seen that we had bullish divergence. So let me go to the description. So we had a cup and handle pattern. It retraced the 618 fib level. All right. So it was a bullish fib level that it retraced to. We also had a reversal bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. All right. We also had a MACD crossover on a 22-hour time frame. All right. And we also, it seems to have broken out and doing a bullish retest currently. Right. Breakout, bullish retest currently. You can see that right here. You can kind of see that we went from pink to green, right? Getting that bullish crossover on a 22-hour. We have falling price with falling volume, right? Now, the only thing that was not there, and this is what I should have put, and I will make sure that I do this next time. I will put an X, so you will see me do this, and I will put an X. Sometimes I'll be doing this, sometimes I don't. X is moving averages not in bullish formation. That way I can be more responsible, and on top of that, more transparent with you all, so you all can understand what would make this a bad trade. And the one thing that made it a bad trade Now, it could be a great investment, but still a bad trade. So let's go to Pingu right now, and let's go ahead and look at where we went wrong, where I went wrong with my vision. But I mean, like I said, I understand where I went wrong, but we got to be transparent and let it be known. So bring up these indicators real quick, and you can see that on a 22-hour, that daily crossover, look, it fanned right back out. Look at that. And went to pink. It gave us green, but showed us red, and it didn't close on a bullish crossover. So that also shed some lights too, which is why I say you should always do it on the daily time frame. If you ain't got that bullish crossover on the MACD on the daily time frame, don't sweat it, baby. Don't sweat it. Don't be greedy trying to call yourself being proactive, right? Trying to be an early bird. Stick to the rules. At this time is where all the rules play perfect effect. What you got for me, Leroy?
Okay, I looked at that one today too.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it, and it did come down, I thought it was going to go up at a certain point, but it did come down. I haven't looked at it recently, but I saw the same thing that you're saying. So,
Mhm.
what are you saying about your decision about this particular one right now, Pengu?
Oh, Pingu right now for me, the investment got closed. My stop loss got hit after the 9%.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. See, it had wicked down, and that was today. So it was like I was hoping that we could have at least ran back up and got a little bit deeper. I want us to get to this 23% mark because what was saving me to believe this trade, which is still a believable trade. Let me not make it seem like this trade cannot shoot back to the upside, because looking at the 4-hour time frame, this was a simple cup and handle. This is a cup, and that was a handle. Now we could call it a breakout, and you're flagging out, making another semi cup and handle, but this can't break this low. Now it can come out and tap it and give us a bullish retest and then continue to the upside. That's the thing. I didn't like this type of stop loss, a 12% stop loss. I couldn't withstand that. For me, for my rule, I can only lose 10. I can't lose 12, because if I lose 12, if it gets below this, then guess what? That pattern that I seen is the bottom of this cup. The handle will be about right here. That's too close, right? That's just too close. That don't look like a nice cup and handle. That's not enough space for a cup and handle trade. So for me, because of that, which is why my stop loss, I didn't extend it so far down, because it's just like, hey, I still understand that we are retracing. Okay. This may be an anomaly, but at the end of the day, it wasn't. It definitely followed the rest of the market. So for me, the understanding is that take the L. Well, I took my L, and then after that, put it back on put it back on the shelf and wait for it to be bullish again. Because I don't think that if this does continue to fall, I don't think that this is the bottom at all. I don't think that this is the bottom at all. If this was my falling wedge, we got one, right? And this got to be one too, right? This got to be one. We got to come down and get 2 and 3. So we got 2 more drops coming. So that's why I kind of, let it go. But like I said, at the end of the day, this still can be that falling wedge. This is if I was to broaden it and give it at parallel, and this is if I was to keep it as a bullish pennant, right? Because now we got 1 1 2 2 3 3, right? And we got bullish divergence on a 4-hour time frame with a swing low, and then we got a swing high on the RSI. So it gave us a bullish divergence and it gave us the breakout. What we're dealing with now is a possible retest. Now, if this breaks below here, let's look at the VRBP. You see that? And that's what I didn't like. I didn't like how low the VRBP was, and there's really no support. Last support is right here, right? Which means that you're talking about a 16% stop loss, right? That's a little too close. If we wasn't going to blast out from right here, if we wasn't going to blast and start breaking through these 2 resistances, then yeah, this support and this support can definitely be revisited, and even lower, because there's only support holding us right here. This is only why we're getting the bounce, because we have support right here. Next level support is going to be somewhere down here, which is where we have all of these nodes. So if that was the case, if I was to repull the Fibonacci, then I can see that at those same levels, that's where I see the 886 fib level, right? I mean the 786 fib level, and then right below we have the 886 level, the 886 fib level. Once we start getting these big nodes right here, right, which seems to be the more better time to consolidate. I mean to start DCing if this is something that you do like. So was I able to answer your question?
Yeah, that answered my question. I was looking at the same thing. As amazing that you pulled that up. I saw it seeming as if it was going to go up, and I did not draw the trend lines. But what I did do was to go back further back and to see exactly when it was consolidating in more recent historicals.
Right.
And I went into the trade understanding that it might drop further. I didn't use stop loss. That it might drop further, but it eventually is going to go back up.
Oh yeah. Eventually, eventually, I can say this with a little confidence.
That was my approach.
Yeah. I say that with a little confidence. Everything's going to go back up eventually, right? I don't think that this is, like I said, we have to endure a nasty pullback. I mean, this pullback is going to be nasty. And the reason why it's going to be nasty is because it popped out so strong. Because it popped out so strong, it made people who wasn't in the market feel dumb. And it made people who was in the market feel like kings and queens. All right. So you have two people who don't want to lose, who don't want to lose their position, right? You want the people, the people who's been out the market is like, no, I need to buy it now. This is my chance. And you have people who was in the market is like, it's still going. It's still going. It's like, nah, we're in a nasty retracement, man. There's a nasty retracement going on. And we're going to, to me, most of the market is literally going to go back to where it started. That bullish retest. We got to go get that bullish retest. And to me, the easiest pattern that's going to give us a bullish retest is this cup and handle. Most things are in the cup and handle and in a falling wedge. Now, there's some things that is bullish, but nah, not overall. To me, overall, the market is definitely bearish in a bullish fashion. All right, it's bearish in a bullish fashion, but overall, it's long-term bullish, right? Long-term bullish, but just for right now, immediately, yeah, we're definitely bearish. We're definitely bearish. Let me think. So let me say this. When you find yourself in situations like this, right? And let's say you graphed it wrong, right? First thing first is delete everything that you see. Okay. Don't be trying to explain to yourself why you was right, what it could have been. Delete it all off. Now, I'm gonna bring it back because I believe that this is still this is gonna save me some charting time. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there. But guess what? I'm gonna take up all of my price targets, because guess what? Those same values are not going to be different if I choose to buy right now. I bought somewhere up here, right? Dropping down here, yeah. That's going to be 28. That's going to be 30 something percent, then 70 something percent, right? It's going to go. The value is going to change, so I need to go and take it off and look at what's going on now. Because I do still kind of think that this does have a lot of room to be bullish on, I can't take it yet. We're just gonna have to wait, and I'm just I don't know. I want to do this and do this, right? But it's just hard for me to want to commit to that, only because I don't want to skew my perception. But at the same time, I have to accept the reality of things, that things are dropping. So I would leave this as is, because like I said, the next support is too far down. We're talking about this looks like a whole 20% drop that it can do to support. Yeah, that's a whole 23% drop. That's a hell of a sell, right? But on the buy side, yeah, from where I entered, that would be about a 30% drop, right? That'd be about a 30% drop. And to actual real support that can hold, like right here, you're talking about a whole 40% drop. So that's about almost a little close to half the investment. It's like, why lose half the investment when you could just hold out and wait and throw the whole thing back in there and then play the half investment thing again, right? Why not wait till you get right here and then say, you know what? What's 40% if I enter right here? That's all the way down here to the next. That's not even, that's below the next support. So I got 1, 2, 3 support levels that can hold me. If I'm willing to take this 40% dip, let me go and choose to have this 40% dip instead, right? Because you have the support on your side, right? You have all of the support on your side. So for me, it's just basically just get out the trade. It's basically just let the stop loss do what it do. This isn't one of those times where I'll be like, oh yeah, it dropped, drop 10%, get back in after that 10% drop, and then wait it out again. I gotta respect the market. All right, I gotta respect the market. We're in a nasty downtrend. It's fall. I mean, not it's fall. It's summertime. People are not paying attention to the market. People are not trading. Volume is low. So it only makes sense. And then if you want to incorporate the news, then boom, bada bing, extra negativity on the market. Yeah, I don't see how too much of anything is actually going to get a play. Now, the only thing that saved us last year during these times when the market used to dump was these things called high NFT tokens. They pump when the market dump. All right. Because their NFT basically is in order to purchase them, in order to purchase them, you needed Ethereum to be at a lower price, right? If Ethereum's price is dropping, then guess what? That's the time for you to start buying those high tokens, right? Now, they're not out no more on regular platforms, US based, but let's say high. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see if we can find one real quick. High USDT hit high. Let's go to all types, all exchange types, crypto, all sources. Let's go to Qcoin because that's where they were on. They were only on the Qcoin exchange. And I used to love these tokens. So high, they don't even have any of them no more. All of them are now officially gone. High Street, yeah, they're all gone. They are all gone. All of those high NFTs are now out of business. So it was a good. That's what saved us last bear run. Was that you could probably even go to. Let's see. Let's see. High NFT tokens always pump with the market dumps. You see that? Y'all see that? It always, because look at this. Every time the market dump, you're talking about cash. Only thing you had to do was just be there. So like when the US dollar tether dominance chart and Bitcoin dominance chart used to be green, all of these coins used to be green too, because these are NFT tokens. So that could be a little sector for those who want to, you know, get into certain coins. If or certain projects, if they're NFT based or their volume is based off the downfall of whatever blockchain that they're or whatever gas fee is used to acquire them, right? If it's Solana, Ethereum, Cardano, whatever the case may be, that's the ones that, you know, you can go ahead and look to try to see if they're green or not, because that's usually that's what I found out with these NFT tokens was that. So at this time, we wouldn't be tripping in the market, right? I'll be in here chart. I mean, y'all have to understand these things. Yeah, my account was crazy. My account used to go crazy. I mean, we're talking about I don't even know 40% profits. This was just gotta love these high NFT tokens, 30%. I mean, these were, look at this, 20% pop for high Macy. I mean, these tokens used to be, they used to be everything, 13%. Look, I used to just, as soon as the market started to do some crazy stuff and start to drop, man, that's all I did. Higher and just roll them out. Really roll them out. So I would say that if you can, another one hit. Another one. I swear. They consolidate. These MT just go on a rip. Yeah, man. It was a great time to trade. Last year was a great time to trade. Like the dips didn't mean anything. But I don't know if there's any, a collection of tokens like that out in the market anymore with all the regulations. So now I have to understand that because that's what I was during then, I can't be that here now because I haven't found any tokens like that yet, right? I'm not even researching any tokens under the NFT category. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, you definitely should, I know I have to adjust and I can't do what I used to do. Now, to not get off a subject too much, I want to go ahead and talk about AVEO. Or no, was it ALEO? ALEO. And let's talk about why I like this token and why I chose to buy some earlier today. Oh no, I'm tripping. I was like, that looks kind of big. But and we're going to talk about the only thing that could crack this out. So this is the reason why I bought this token. So let me delete everything and let me show you. So on a daily time frame, right? What do you want? You see a pump. There's two things with the RSI that will confirm that you should buy it. There's two things with the RSI. You're going to need price action to either be at 31 or below on the RSI after being overbought, or you're going to want some bullish reversal divergence on the daily time frame with these lows. One low, two low, or one low, and too low. Okay, so let's pull up our indicators and see what type of love we get. First things first, I wasn't gonna say this, but I'm gonna say it. Is that if I was to take this one off, let's look at the RSI. We just want to point out the RSI. Bump the stochastic. Let's just talk about the RSI. Look at what the RSI did. Because I'm just gonna talk about it because I gotta give this sauce out. I can't hold out. If anytime you're on a daily time frame, right after a bull run, and the RSI did not crack the overbought area, it does not need to retrace back down to the 30 and 31 area. Okay. Why does it not need to do that? The only time that it needs to do it is if it cracks the overbought area, right? But because it didn't crack the overbought area, guess what? It still has time to go do so. Okay. Now, the other thing is this. This thing has some decent bullish divergence. We have some divergence from this low, right, compared to this low. It's 17 compared to, oops, wrong one. 17 compared to, where we at? 1857. Oh no, it don't have no bullish divergence. Ah, okay. That makes sense. I thought it was. I could have sworn I must have been on a 22-hour. I gotta stop doing that. I was on a 22-hour. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop doing that. I gotta stop looking at the 22-hour. Okay, so yeah, this was not a this is it's a decent trade, but it ain't one that I would trust past the 22-hour 200 moving average. Why? Because on a daily time frame, look at your moving average: 21, 80, 50, 100. They're out of sync. So I would expect that at the 100, it'll clap, get rejected, and then make a lower low. So that makes sense. So it's cool. We're up like what? I'm probably up. I'm only up probably about 6% right now. Not even that much because I got in at like $1. It was up $1.57, $1.57% today, and ain't working. But I just want to point out the fact that on a daily time frame, if you see this, it goes from oversold, doesn't crack overbought, but comes back down. You can expect it to do something like this, especially if it had some reversal bullish divergence on a daily time frame. All right. Now, even though it doesn't have reversal bullish divergence from this low to this low, right? Which is what I hope that it was, that I was hoping that it did, or that I thought that it did, because I'll show you the double divergence that you would want to how to find anomalies. If this was divergence from this low to this low, right? And you found out that you had divergence again right here from this low to this low, right? So if you had this going on, lower low, and then a higher low, right? And then you had the same thing going on right here where you had a lower low, right? But then you had a higher low, right? This would have been an automatic buy. All right. It would have been an automatic buy. If these moving averages were aligned, it would have been a definite buy for me. A definite buy. But I'm glad I didn't do too much with it, because this is definitely just a green candle, right? We might get this right here. Zip going back down and then end up making a lower low, because automatically so far we're already experiencing some bearish divergence already from this high, the last high that we was at, to now on the RSI. It's already giving us bearish divergence, right? And then from here, guess what? We're having a swing low. And if I'm saying that we're not even going to crack this 100 moving average on a daily time frame, then guess what? That'd be a lower high with a higher high. All right, that's automatic hit and continue bearish divergence. All right, so just keep that in mind when it comes to the when it comes to a serious downtrend and you have bullish divergence spotted on the daily time frame in your consolidation. If you're deciding on, is this the long-term hold, you're going to need reversal bullish divergence back here before you got this sprint up. All right, before you started the uptrend, you're going to need this reversal bullish divergence on a daily time frame. And now that I'm looking closely, I was looking at the 22-hour. That's my fault, but good thing I didn't post it. But that this downfall is going to be everything. I mean, this non-reversal divergence is going to be what takes you out the trade. But if this was bullish reverse divergence, you would actually, this thing would actually probably be kicking all the way up. Now, that means I don't have an example of a trade, but I do want to talk about the possibilities of what it does have going on. So even if this trade does not go all the way, because man, it sure did look good when I was looking at it on my phone. 1, 1, 2. We're going to get 2 now. So let's stretch that out. Yeah, we're just going to stretch that out. Let me pull this up. I wouldn't even, you know what, y'all? I wouldn't even trade this no more. Yeah, I'm not even going to lie to you. I wouldn't even trade that. I wouldn't trade that because the drop is going to be the drop going to drop. And if it's a true cup and handle, 886 fib level is all the way down here. So I'm not even going to touch that. VRVP says what? Yeah, we got to fight above resistance before we even get to any decent support. We support all the way down here. Yeah, we don't really got too much support. So AVO, my apologies, everybody. I looked at the chart a little bit biasly, I guess. I made a mistake. But let me go to, excuse me. Let me go to, oh man, Zariba already started to rip. Okay, let me not go to that one. Let me go to what I would tell everybody that is slick bullish. Ban. Is ban hit? No, ban already hit the oversold. So no. Let's see. UMA. Nope, it just got overbought. Still coming down, lagging out. Let's see. I seen earlier today something that was oversold. T? Was it T? Nah. So best thing to do sounds like this, because I wanted to talk about the secrets of the RSI, but it's hard to talk about the secrets of RSI with nothing at that level. And the one that I thought that I seen, I was on the wrong time frame. So let's see. What was that? Power? Here you go. This is something that I would pay attention to. All right. So this is what I mean by if you can find bullish divergence now on a daily time frame, this is an automatic one. And it's my opinion, not financial advice, but this is what I would consider to be automatic. You see, we're on a daily time frame, right? You got to swing low on lows, right? But guess what you got in the RSI? You got to swing high, right? So that's reversal bullish divergence. That spoke you out of this, right? That bam, shot you all the way out, right? Now that you shot out, you got to come down for a bullish retest. So this is actually one of the ones that I would definitely be staring at from this point forward. So if I was to do everything, this is the one that I would put my time into actually charting. Now, I would have loved to see some more bullish divergence in this drawback, right? Low, low, low. I would love to see one of these crack a bearish reversal divergence, because if not, then that leaves us room to actually go in and touch this, right? To actually touch this and continue to fall. So that's one thing just to keep in mind. Really prepping in a market like BR is doing some damage, and B3. Tracking in this time of the market, it can be frustrating, it can be stressful, but at the end of the day, it's definitely going to pay off at the end. It's definitely going to pay off at the end. Just keep doing it, get into the charts, and you'll definitely get some. What you got from Leroy? You'll definitely find some profits. What you got from Leroy?
Okay, quick question. I like what you just said. You got the swing low on the chart itself upward, and then you mentioned a swing high on the RSI. Is that a confirmation of a divergence of a change in direction of what are we saying when you got those two opposing directions on the different?
Oh yeah. So I'm apology. This right here is basically saying that you're switching trends, right? So when you find that the price is making a lower low and the RSI is making a higher low, that means that your trend is about to switch immediately, like right then and there. So it's about to switch. So once it switches, what's going to determine if this is actually going to continue is, I can't really say that because I don't want to confuse you, but is what it does afterwards. Does a retracement make a lower low? Does this bullish retest make a lower low than this low, or does it bullish retest somewhere right here on support, or somewhere right here on support, or currently where it's at right now on support, right? So what you would want for confirmation, you say after I got this trend signal of reversal, how do I confirm it, Sean? The confirmation will be on the same daily time frame. When you do your flag like this, you're going to want that bullish divergence. All right. So currently, it looks like it does have bullish divergence, right? Where price has been making a lower low. Well, yeah, is making a lower low right here, right? But we're making a higher low so far. But because we're not done with this dumpage, this dump is not done. It's probably not going to end up as bullish divergence, because price is going to actually fall and make a lower low. And guess what? This is most likely going to do. It's most likely going to fall and end up making a lower low on the RSI. So you'll still be at step one, right? You got the bullishness, the bullish signal back here, the swing low, and then this swing high, but you need that confirmation signal right here. Now, you're just going to need that confirmation. Same thing that happened right here. You're going to need it in your consolidation area, because once you get once you find that same divergence inside the consolidation, inside the retracement, then guess what that means? It's going to break out the pattern, right? That means it's going to shoot up. So if it shoots up and breaks out the pattern, then guess what? Now your trade is now kickstarting. It's going. It's getting ready to rip. It's getting ready to do its thing. It's getting ready to start hitting targets. So you would need, it's best to look for double confirmation at this point of time. So like if I was to bring up OXT, right? I don't know if I reposted it to the group or what I did, but if I was to bring up OXT, right? And I said that on a daily time frame, right, we end up making a lower low, right? We end up making a lower low, right? So this wick compared to this wick, right? We end up making a swing low, right? Because if I was to put a horizontal line right here, you can see that actually I can just take the one that's right here and just move it down. You can see that price end up making a lower low, right? Now, once you get this divergence, price makes a lower low, indicator makes a higher low. That's your bullish divergence. Guess what happens? You break up, right? You break up. What you need now is more reversal divergence. Now, for this setup that I have, that I'm looking at, like I said, I don't know if I posted it to the group or not, but what I'm looking at is a possible double bottom for a bullish retest right here, a W. So come down, curve for the W, and then now I want to see another leg up to the upside, right? That's what I want to see, but I need confirmation. Now, I don't have confirmation on this daily chart yet. After we got this pump up, on this pullback, I'm looking at all of these lows, right? All of these lows with the RSI. I'm looking at all these lows with the RSI. What I'm looking for is for us to make a higher low somewhere on the RSI while we're retracing. Because if this was, now let's say that this point on the RSI was actually higher, right? But we still made this touch right here, then guess what I'll be thinking? Oh, that's a confirmed double bottom, because I have double divergence. I have divergence saying that from this low to this low, price is ready to shoot back up. And then also, even after decided to shoot up, registering this bullish divergence, right? This is the reaction to us getting that bullish divergence. I got to make this a little bit spacious somehow. So this pump reaction, this pump up is a reaction from us getting this reversal bullish divergence, right? So swing low and then a swing high. Now, in order for us to continue to swing high, we need more divergence on this pullback. So we need another higher low. So if this drop, which is what I'm watching, if this drops, boom, 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 and then stops right here, right above this last low, but price decides to exceed, right, and drop somewhere down here, then to me, that is a automatic buy. Automatic buy, because by then it should have retraced to make some decent pattern, right? Some decent falling wedge pattern. And then on top of that is going to most likely be at where it's at now, at the bottom of price action. All right, at the bottom of price action. So I'm watching these Orchid or OXT, I think is Orchid as a OXT is an OG token. So I do understand that, you know, a lot of people probably do remember it and know about it, but it's definitely an OG token. So this is what I'll just be looking for, a falling wedge to form. So I'll be waiting for, let me delete these out the way so you can kind of see. I'll be waiting for one bottom touch, one top touch, second bottom touch, second top touch. I'll be waiting for that third bottom touch, which is why I say in my eyes, it's an automatic buy if we get some bullish divergence, because we'll get 3 full touches. It's a falling wedge pattern, right? Which means that 68% chance to break up to the upside. So that's what I'll be looking to grab. Now, I wanted to talk about stacks before we hopped off, because like I said, to me, that's like probably one of the sleeper tokens that looks like is pretty bullish. So let me zoom out and let me look at it once again, right? Let me look at it once again. So matter of fact, I want to delete everything. I want to look at it one more time, because for some reason, I just have a good feeling about stacks. Just have a great feeling about stacks. So there's a pull-off falling wedge. Boom, bada bing. One bottom touch, one top touch. If this has to come down and do a second, a double tap bottom touch for the second touch, so it comes down, and then hits, right? Can I say that? See, I could do this and call it a bullish pennant, but I'm trying to keep my mindset open. I'm not trying to rush price action, but you can even do this as well. And if I was to pull the Fibonacci, you'll see probably why I'm eyeing this so heavy. I believe it already, it's trying to break the 886 fib level, right? It's trying to break it. So because it's trying to break it, the first thing I'm thinking of is a double bottom, right? A double bottom. I want this to come not right here to this support. I want it to come all the way down here. That's where I want it to fall to. If it does fall, that's 1 1 2 2. If this falls all the way down, and on top of that, while we're retracing like this, right? As we're retracing like this, if this doesn't break this bottom, you can slick play this as a cup and handle pattern. All right. Because this is a daily time frame, which means this is another falling wedge that's forming. All right. So you can even take this miniature trade before you make this huge dump. So that's 1 1 2 2. Right. You're coming down for that third. This third could be a slight cup and handle play. All right. So that's why I'm just kind of keeping it. I'm keeping stacks on my radar. I'm really trying to pay attention to it, because like I said, this thing can easily just drop. The thing can drop. It can even drop to clean to the 86 fib level, and that'll give you a full falling wedge that could be possibly connected to a whole cup and handle, and boom, you got a decent uptrend for stacks. Looking for about a good 70% returns probably. To me, it's going to be a good trade. Oh, 115. I'm not doing it justice, but that's just one of the tokens that I'm looking at. I do apologize for ALEO not being that one. And like I said, there's not really too much good in the market that looks sexy. It was just more preparation, pulling Fibonacci's, looking for the 886 fib level, looking for that 618 fib level, and then drawing a falling wedge. That's basically what all of this week, last week was just me basically just doing that, right? Once I find, I'll be able to post some updates later tomorrow for the market updates about the US dollar, the tether dominance. We'll look at Bitcoin. Well, I'll go over Bitcoin and everything. I'm actually going to be home. I'm not leaving at all tomorrow, so I'll definitely be home on a computer. I might even be able to go live charting as I'm prepping for the market. So if I am, and the chat room is free, right, then I'll go on and hop in there and start doing some live charting, just to go and get, just to be looking at the market, seeing what's going on, because it is going to be Wednesday, and we all know how Thursdays can look. If we get in all of this sell currently right now on most of the market, then we can probably expect some type of relief rally eventually, right? Eventually, another relief rally eventually. So I'll be looking at the US dollar tether dominance inside the Discord, Bitcoin dominance inside this Discord, the total market cap, Ethereum, and Bitcoin tomorrow for sure. If I do not get to it, if I do not get to all of them tonight, I will definitely have it done by tomorrow. And then for Thursday session, if from the charting I'm able to see some things that look pretty good, then guess what? We'll have some things to sit here and invest into, or paper trade, however we want to on Thursday. But yeah, the market just kind of ugly, and I don't even feel comfortable selling. I made my quick sales a little bit last week, and that was kind of it. But yeah, I don't feel too comfortable selling because I don't want to get caught in a fast pull down, and then we are already starting to pump because we pulled down so fast. So just give it a little bit more patience. Everything is looking prime, right? It's looking like it's almost there, y'all. Just a little bit more patience, and we should be able to start enjoying just massive gains soon. Now, if we drop lower, right? Because I said 30 to 2100. If we drop too low, past 18, 17 for Ethereum, then we may be looking at something. I'll keep my eyes to it, but I'll keep you all posted. But until then, let me go and run up to this airport, and I will see you all in the Discord, especially tomorrow. And then I will also see you all back in here on Thursday. And hopefully we have a lot more exciting charts to get into and to talk about. But for now, trade safe, use some stop losses, and start game planning what you want to invest in and how you want to move your money for once the next bull run or bull cycle comes.
We appreciate you tremendously.
Oh, no problem, Leroy. Y'all have a great night.
All right.
All right. Oh, man, the sales. It's gonna keep going. They're not going to stop. All right, let me